Hey everyone, welcome back and happy Sunday. All right. So guys, we are back to talk about the Real Housewives of Orange County. It's so funny. I'm sitting here like recording with my sunglasses on because I don't have to deal with the camera right now. Um and I just came in from outside. I'm like, "Why is it so dark?" Yeah, you dumbass, cuz you have your sunglasses on. Anyways, back to it. We're back to talk about the Real Housewives of Orange County. I totally just did a Paris Hilton voice change where it's like she goes, "Hi. Yeah, that's hot." And then she goes, "Yeah, so I went through some trauma." Like, I feel like I just did that to you. I'm all over the place. I had 4 shots of espresso, but back to OC. Before we jump in, if you guys haven't already, go ahead, pop off in the comment section. If you're not subscribed, get subscribed. Don't forget to hit that notification bell. And let's get right into the mess, starting with Tamra Judge. Now, thank you to Reality Blurb. Tamra Judge gave an update on her estranged daughter, Sydney. Yeah, the one that she talked about this first episode, and agreed with some of her Real Housewives of Orange County castmates that Shannon Beador should go to rehab following her DUI. Now, in the 2016 reunion, Tamra said that Sydney chose her father Simon's side after their heated divorce in 2011. And according to Tamra, Sydney told her she didn't want to live with her, as she had ruined Simon's life. Since then, they have not repaired the relationship. In an interview at Page Six's virtual reality podcast, Tamra shared an update on Sydney now, who's 24. She said she is reaching out to her brother and sister now, so that's good news. So we do have some progress, but she's doing amazing. And without crying, guys, that's all I can wish for as a mom. She's very successful. She's in the film industry as well, behind the camera. So she does amazing things with her life. And that's all I can really wish for. I mean, I can wish for more, but it's on God's hands, really, God's timing. But Tamra dished on the reintroduction of her other daughter, Sophia, to the show now that she's 18 and doesn't need Simon's signature to film. It probably scared the shit out of me more than anything because Sophia's so amazing. And I thought, oh gosh, she wanted to be on the show the whole time, but her dad would not sign. Now, when she started filming, I noticed she isn't acting like she's normally acting. So I noticed that she's very nervous about filming. So you'll see a difference from Sophia in the beginning and Sophia toward the end of the season. She opened up, she relaxed, and she had a much better time. But on the same podcast, Tamra addressed Emily and Gina's claim that Shannon should have chosen rehab after her DUI. I do think she needs to go to rehab, but I do think that she needs to acknowledge the fact that she needs to go to rehab. She can't just go because people are telling her to go. She has to go because she wants to stop drinking. But Tamra doesn't believe that Shannon has hit rock bottom yet or is willing to go to rehab. She then addressed Shannon's claims on the show that she now only has 2 drinks when she goes out. You can't be somebody that has a drinking problem and say, well, I'll just have 2. It doesn't work like that, which that's a fair assessment. But speaking in a past interview for E! News, Shannon stated that Tamra has no right to challenge her habits with alcohol. She has had no part of anything that I have done since my DUI. None. In fact, she left town the day after my DUI. And I hear that she's saying, I was there for her and I did this. No, you weren't. Who made you the judge and jury of what I should do and shouldn't be doing with my life? Focus on yours because I'm focusing on mine. Yeah, well, unfortunately, I do have to say this. Shannon, you opened up a can of worms by joining reality TV. And then you, of course, now put your life out there for scrutiny. And that's exactly what you're getting. You're getting people who are scrutinizing your life and your life's choices. I mean, it kind of comes with the territory. You know what it is. And that's exactly what she's doing to you now. And also, I do agree with Tamra. If everyone's telling you you have a drinking problem and you say, I'm just going to have 2, somebody with a drinking problem can't just have 2. That's not really how it works. I think that's like putting a Band-Aid on a problem, and you have this like innate ability, I guess. What she's doing is like, I'm only going to have 2. So you're not convincing everybody around you, but you kind of feel better by saying it out loud. And then you go and you sneak the rest of whatever you want to do, which is exactly what Shannon was doing at BravoCon. So I do agree with Tamra on that. But speaking of Shannon, let's bring it over to you, girl. Let's pass the baton, shall we? Shannon Beador appeared on Watch What Happens Live after this week's premiere of The Real Housewives of Orange County, where she spoke of her relationship with alcohol and looked back on her September 2023 DUI and hit and run arrest. So, while also offering an update on where she stands with David Beador, John Jansen's lawsuit against her, and the last time that they spoke, and John's relationship with Alexis Bellino, Shannon admitted to having regrets about her comments on Gina's past DUI and addressed Tamara's drinking allegations. I was using alcohol, and I have in my life multiple times as a coping mechanism. So now I use breathing and working outside and cold packs and different coping mechanisms. But right now, I can have a couple of drinks and I'm accountable to me. So if I find that alcohol becomes an issue for me, then I'll address it. But for now, I'm good. Now, as for where she stands with David, Shannon said things are still the same. We aren't talking, but it is what it is. Although Shannon and David's past drama is behind them, the same can't be said for Shannon's status with John, who recently sued her, claiming she owes him for a facelift. I will tell you that I never signed anything. He never asked me to pay him anything once. And what's interesting is I know that attorney fees will surpass 75 grand. So I offered him payment in full and he said no. So what are your ulterior motives? It's not money. But amid their legal battle, Shannon confirmed that she and John, who split after filming on season 17, haven't recently spoken. By the way, too, she's saying, I offered him payment in full. Yes, but you also wanted him to sign essentially an NDA or a non-disparagement, which means he can't talk about you, but you already talked about him on the show. So the reason that, in my opinion, the reason that he did not sign a non-disparagement, and I'm not sticking up for John Jansen. I don't know him, but obviously, like, not a lot of us think very highly of John Jansen. However, if I were him, I wouldn't sign a non-disparagement because that means that she got to talk shit about him and say whatever she wanted while filming a show that's going to be on national television and globally known, right? Like worldwide. I'm worldwide, bitch. And then he can't say shit about you in exchange for the $75,000 that it could be a lot more damaging. Like, I would take your ass to court too. I would fight you in court. Legit, like reach over the podium and fight. No, I'm just kidding. So, anyways, amid their legal battle, Shannon confirmed that she and John, who split after filming, have not spoken. Okay. The last time I spoke to John was when he called me to tell me that he was cutting ties with me and that I ruined his life and his family's lives by making everything so public. That's the last time that I spoke to him. But regarding why John would strike up a romance with Alexis when he doesn't want to live in the public eye, Shannon said that's a question that I can't answer. But it's pretty obvious, isn't it? He's doing red carpet interviews and Oscar parties now, Andy. She added, noting that when it comes to Alexis, the two of them have issues unrelated to John. I didn't even have to bring her up as a part of it. Nearly 1 year after her DUI, Shannon offered an update on her case, confirming she's almost completed all that's required of her. I've completed my community service, so all I have left is my alcohol school, and that will end at the end of September. And I've been doing my community service at my church, working at the thrift shop. And even though I'm done, I really enjoyed it. So I'm doing it like 2 to 3 days a week still. But looking back at the negative things that she said about Gina after her co-star's own DUI, Shannon said she absolutely wishes that she'd handled things differently now that she's experienced it firsthand. There's not a day that goes by where I don't think about what happened and how grateful that I am that no one got hurt, because I really don't know how I would have been able to deal with it had someone been injured. Now, also speaking of Gina, Shannon admitted that she was blown away and shocked to see her castmate and her boyfriend, Travis Mullen, deciding to live separate lives. It's exhausting, and there's the nonstop drama that neither of them can control. And I'm going to say that I admire her strength because it is really difficult, and they're still together and they're great, but I admire her strength for making that choice. But regarding her own dating life, Shannon confirmed that she's not currently seeing anyone. And you know what's crazy? I don't want to. It's odd. And the weeks leading up to the premiere this week, Tamara accused her of trying to sneak drinks while on tour post DUI. In response, Shannon said, We had a 2-night show. The very first night, someone was with us and we went to eat after. Do you want me to order you a drink? And I said, oh, okay. And I walked into my hotel room that night going, no, you can't do that because it's going to look like sneaking. And the next night, I was drinking Diet Coke and I poured it and I wasn't hiding anything from anyone as much as some people on the cast want to say. I'm an open book and I'm transparent. And I made a commitment, especially after my DUI, to be completely honest with anything that happened, good or bad. But then after saying I plead the fifth, after being asked if Alexis's friendship with Tamara will last, Shannon reacted to her castmates talking about her DUI behind her back. Yeah. Um, I mean, and they said a lot. What's so ironic to me is that I'm approaching the 1 year mark of my DUI and I know what I've done to improve myself. And I'm so proud of where I've come in a year. And, I have no idea. I understand it was filmed months ago, but still, they have no knowledge of anything that I've done to myself to make myself a better person. Mm, mm, mm. Well, okay. Guys, I want to hear what your thoughts are because I know you guys are going to pop off in the comment section. Smash that like button, show some love. But yeah, pop off. Love that. See you guys next time.